In May 2025, representatives of the sign of Taurus will face a period of significant changes that can radically change their lives. If recently felt a streak of failure and pursued old problems, do not despair. The stars have prepared something special. This month the celestial bodies are aligned in such a way as to help you get rid of accumulated debts, both material and karmic. Everything that has been holding you back from moving forward until now will begin to fade away, opening the way for new beginnings and prospects. It is important to let go of worries and doubts, as the stars point to an opportunity to experience amazing changes and take advantage of the chance. From May 10th, when Mercury enters Taurus, especially those who feel a lack of clear purpose and meaningful results will receive a unique impetus for an inner reset. Mercury passing through this sign activates the desire for concrete, tangible, and long overdue goals, triggering a process of rethinking and prioritizing. Transit influence, activating the fourth house of the horoscope, awakens in Taurus is not just a passing desire, and a deep need for fundamental changes that affect the very foundations of his life, from home and relationships with loved ones to a sense of security and established habits that form the daily life. In the mind of the representative of this sign of the zodiac, suddenly there is a clear and convincing relationship. To achieve a better quality of life must take the initiative in their own hands and act immediately, not postponing for an indefinite, tomorrow, or the period after the vacation. At the same time, decisions are not made under the influence of emotion, but with inherent Taurus prudence and equanimity, carefully considered, accurately calculated and implemented with unyielding persistence. Determination becomes not just a desirable dream, but a natural state. Taurus actively seeks new opportunities, negotiate additional work, make important calls, which long postponed. Some representatives of the sign return to old projects that have been dusting in the archives since 2021, and bring them to a presentable form to send to a potential investor without embarrassment. There is no mysticism in these actions, just the result of the activation of the fourth house and logical thinking Mercury, which is in its element. Although the financial return from these efforts may not be immediate, the feeling of, "I'm doing what I have to do," becomes a new and welcome experience. This indicates that the internal attitude of poverty begins to gradually lose its power, giving way to confidence in one's own abilities. Taurus demonstrates an impressive ability to manage not only his aspirations, but also the methods of their formation and embodiment, and this is just a starting point for further development. This period will culminate with the full moon on May 12, unfolding in the mystical sign of Scorpio. This astronomical event will activate the seventh house of the Taurus horoscope, the area responsible for interacting with others, including business partners, making agreements and maintaining harmony in relationships. Scorpio's influence manifests through heightened perception, allowing Taurus to identify weak links in their relationships, especially when there is a loss of finances or inefficient energy exchange. Scorpio, endowing insight, the ability to control situations and set clear boundaries, provides Taurus with the opportunity to break unprofitable agreements and refuse to cooperate with people who cause a constant drain on resources. Some representatives of the sign may decide to end partnerships, while others will revisit legal or domestic obligations. Thanks to the energy of the seventh house, Taurus can count on outside support. Help may come from people with whom there has been a previous connection, even if it has not been active recently. This could be a former client, ally, lawyer, or relative who hasn't been in contact for a long time. There is a moment of clarity in the financial sphere, debt obligations are fulfilled, old arrangements become a thing of the past, and new, more favorable terms emerge in their place. This happens under the influence of Pluto, ruler of the sign of Scorpio, indicating the profound and lasting effects of the changes taking place. The lunar cycle is coming to an end, urging Taurus to give up emotional attachments and break financially unprofitable ties. It's time to let go of anything that is dragging you back without resisting the inevitable. What remains will begin to benefit in a new way, giving Taurus a well-founded optimism. They feel that uncertainty is giving way to clarity, with clearly defined areas of responsibility, payment amounts, and no need to carry the burden of other people's obligations. On May 20th, the Sun moves into Gemini, activating for Taurus the second house of the horoscope, responsible for personal finances, resources, self-esteem and material stability. This long-awaited event marks the approach to financial well-being and is the first tangible result of earlier efforts. In the life of Taurus enter money, albeit still small, but quite real. Sources of income can be diverse: bonuses, part-time jobs, unexpected advances, payment for services rendered earlier, or salary increases for initiative. The luminary of the heavens, the source of vital energy, during its stay in the constellation of Gemini endows people with increased activity and desire for action, highlighting hitherto hidden prospects. Symbolizing sociability, versatility, and responsiveness, this astrological aspect for representatives of the sign of Taurus becomes the key to financial success. Taurus, usually valuing stability and predictability, under the influence of Gemini show amazing flexibility, for a while retreating from the usual patterns of behavior and quickly adapting to new circumstances. Even those who were previously skeptical of freelancing opportunities, active job search or salary increase discussions are now boldly using these tools and getting positive results. However, it is important to remember that the second house of the horoscope, responsible for material values, does not tolerate empty dreams. Financial prosperity comes not as random luck, but as a result of purposeful efforts based on the ability to present yourself in a favorable light and offer a sought-after product or service. The Sun in Gemini does not promise stable stability, but it is a signal for action. Those who are able to see the opportunities and take advantage of them will have a chance to improve their financial situation, while others risk being overshadowed. The impact of this transit is especially noticeable for Taurus born in the first decade, April 21st to 30th. As early as May 20th to 22nd, they may experience an influx of money as a result of steps taken earlier. This is often a reward for earlier projects or the successful completion of negotiations, such as receiving an agreement to cooperate or an advance payment. Between May 23rd and May 27th, Tauruses born in the first decade, May 1st to 10th, reach the peak of their abilities. This is a favorable time for submitting applications, finding additional work, making profitable purchases and investments. Especially worth noting is their ability to react quickly to minor risks, which allows them to avoid losses. Taurus of the third decade, May 11th to 20th, will see the results of their efforts closer to the end of the month. Self-employment, quick deals and short-term orders will become more active. This is a good time to meet new people and solve financial issues in unconventional ways. It is not necessary to share your plans even with loved ones. The point is that Taurus has a financial opportunity if they are flexible, sociable and able to act quickly. In this period, it is not a long-term strategy that is important, but an instant reaction. The Sun in Gemini signals that money is available, but you have to have time to take it. Starting May 24th, Saturn moves into the sign of Aries. This karmic planet begins to influence the 12th house of Taurus, which is responsible for finishing things, hidden processes, subconscious obstacles and karmic lessons. This is not just a way to solve current problems, but a chance for Taurus to get rid of accumulated debts and karmic burdens preventing them from moving forward. Saturn's influence from the outside encourages Taurus to energetically search for ways out of any difficult circumstances. There comes a time when inaction and waiting become unacceptable. The key factors of success are personal responsibility, independence and willingness to make decisions that can be karmic and fateful. The karmic influence of Saturn in the 12th house stimulates inner work to pay off past obligations. This can manifest in both physical release and emotional letting go of what is no longer useful. Taurus has a favorable opportunity to get rid of old debts, reevaluate relationships with family members, and complete long-term commitments that have held them back in the past. Liberation comes through austerity, discipline and a willingness to let go of established habits. For Taurus born in the first decade of the sign, Saturn in the 12th house opens the chance to complete old karmic cycles. During this period, they have the opportunity to deal with long-standing financial problems, such as debts, loans or unfavorable deals. Some may have a realistic prospect of paying off loans or finalizing legal proceedings that have been obstructing their path for a long time. It's time to let go of outdated moral principles, opening the way to new financial horizons. For example, the refusal of feudal material support of relatives, which generated only a sense of dependence, becomes a very real step. The past will no longer be an anchor holding back the desire for financial prosperity. For Taurus, born in the second decade, comes the moment of active actions aimed at improving the financial sphere. Outdated methods of earning money, which brought neither satisfaction nor stable income, are gradually giving way to new opportunities. Taurus may get a chance to change the unloved and unprofitable work, to abandon the outdated project or even close the business, which only takes up valuable time and energy, not providing a decent profit. There is a prospect to move to a new level, to start implementing fresh projects, to cooperate with more generous clients or reliable partners. For Taurus in the third decade, Saturn's influence is not so pronounced, but still tangible. Old commitments that have been holding them back begin to fade away. For example, they may end relationships with people who have been on their financial support, or get rid of debts that have been weighing them down for a long time. Letting go of outmoded relationships and burdensome obligations gives a sense of freedom and allows you to look to the future with confidence, without dragging the weight of the past behind you. Saturn in Aries in the 12th house leaves no room for half measures and soft solutions, excluding any compromise. Getting rid of unnecessary things happens by taking decisive measures and strict adherence to strict discipline. For Taurus comes a period when it is necessary without regrets to part with everything that hinders their financial and personal growth. In addition, on May 25 Mercury moves into Gemini, activating the 11th house of the horoscope, responsible for happiness, friendship, communication, and social connections. This transit opens up exciting prospects for Taurus to expand their social circle and establish new contacts that can bring not only fleeting happiness, but also long-awaited stability to their lives. For representatives of the sign of Taurus under the influence of this sun sign, Mercury in the 11th house indicates the possibility of the birth of a new, mutual love. Gemini, with its natural sociability, curiosity, mobility, and ability to adapt to circumstances, is destined to provide Taurus invaluable support in finding a partner with whom to build a harmonious and long-lasting relationship. Now is the long-awaited time for those who have enough courage to leave behind all the vestiges of the past and confidently direct their gaze into the future. Representatives of the sign of Taurus, finally get a unique opportunity to feel how in their lives appears not just a casual acquaintance, but a person with whom they are united by something more, a common view of the world, similar hobbies and common life goals. Such a union promises to be not only a source of deep emotional satisfaction, but also very promising in the long term, because the common aspirations and harmony reigning between the partners will contribute to the development of their relationship, and the achievement of financial stability and prosperity. Do not forget that love has an amazing ability to inspire and inspire. For those Taurus whose ascendant is also in the sign of Taurus, this astrological transit opens up tantalizing prospects for restoring once broken love ties or significantly strengthening existing relationships. Mercury in the 11th house of the horoscope will have a favorable impact on the process of establishing communication with those people with whom there was a breakup in the past, while opening up new opportunities to regain trust and renew relationships. The influence of Mercury will bring ease of communication, and the energy of the sign of Gemini will add flexibility and the ability to find compromises in controversial situations. There is no point in wasting time on resentments and recriminations. It is much more reasonable to let go of all negative emotions and move on. This transit can be a kind of turning point, when faded where feelings flare up with renewed vigor, and partners get a chance to look at each other with fresh eyes, as if rebuilding their relationship on the basis of open and honest communication. Attention representatives of the zodiac sign Cancer. In this unique period, in May 2025, the celestial luminaries give you unprecedented prospects for renewal, revitalization, and personal growth. What previously seemed unattainable is now quite realistic. Now is the time when financial difficulties and personal troubles can be successfully overcome. The negative influence of karma is weakening, and difficulties and obstacles are a thing of the past. It is necessary to believe in your potential, and very soon you will witness positive changes taking place in your life. Do not miss this favorable chance. Move towards your goals with optimism and unwavering faith in success.